everyone. This is Asra Sultana, Assistant Professor in Triply Department, working in ISL Engineering College. I am taking the subject Electrical Machines 1 for Triply second year students. Previous class we have discussed about what are the various types of DC generators, and we have seen the various numericals based on types of DC generators. So in today's class I will be discussing about the various losses in a DC machine. So here I am mentioning the word as machine because these losses are applicable both for DC generator and DC motor. So let us first take a quick revision of what we have seen in the previous class. So this is a diagram showing various types of DC generators. Okay. So what is a generator? Generator is a machine which converts mechanical energy to electrical energy, and DC generator will give us the DC output, AC generator will give us the AC output. So DC generators are of two types. Actually one more type is also I discussed, that is permanent magnets. Okay, so that also we can take into consideration. So apart from permanent magnet, there are two types, that is self-excited and separately excited DC generators based on type of excitation. Okay, so based on type of excitation, DC generators are classified as self-excited generators and separately excited generators. So in separately excited, if you see, so A1, A2 is the armature winding here, G is the generator, and these two are the brushes, and F1, F2 is the field winding. So mechanical energy will be given to the generator through some prime mover, and generator will convert this mechanical to electrical energy, and it is working on the principle of operation of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. That is, whenever a conductor cuts magnetic field, EMF is induced in it. EMF is induced means what? Voltage is produced. Okay, and that EMF induced is of alternating type, and we are converting alternating into direct current, AC to DC. Okay, with the help of a mechanical rectifier called as commutator. So already we have seen this in previous classes. Okay. Now this armature winding A1, A2 is there here, and this F1, F2 is the field winding, and to the field winding we are giving separate excitation so that it will get energized and flux will be created, and whenever this armature will move and cuts the flux, EMF will be induced in the armature conductors. Okay. Now let us see the second type, self-excited DC generator. In that we are having three types based on how the armature winding is wound along with the field winding, that is shunt, series and compound. Three types of self-excited generators, shunt, series and compound. So shunt generator is the one in which field winding is in parallel with armature winding. Series generator is the one in which field winding is in series with the armature winding. Compound generator is the one in which we can see both series and parallel windings are connected. Again they are divided into two types, short shunt and long shunt. In short shunt we can see that field winding is in parallel with only armature winding is in parallel with only field winding, whereas in long shunt we can see that field winding is in parallel with both series winding and armature winding. See here already this also we have discussed in the previous classes. As number of turns on series winding will be lesser because it will supply more current, resistance is also less, whereas for field winding resistance is more, current supplied will be less, and number of turns will be more. Okay, so for field winding number of turns will be more, and for series for shunt field winding number of turns will be more, and for series field winding number of turns will be less. And to show the difference that it is series and it is shunt, we are representing series by S1, S2, shunt by F1, F2. Okay, so long shunt, short shunt, series, shunt, separately excited. I hope this is clear to everyone. Types of generators is clear. Numericals also we have done based on this, and you practice more numericals from the textbook also I said. Okay, please practice it. Very, very important. Now let us to the topic of our today's class, that is losses in a DC machine. So there are three types of losses: copper, iron and mechanical losses. So copper losses also called as I-square losses. Okay, iron losses are also called as core losses. So copper losses are of again three types, that is armature copper loss, shunt field copper loss, series field copper loss. Iron losses are of two types, hysteresis loss and eddy current loss. Mechanical losses are of two types, friction and windage losses. See, if you draw like this, then it will be easier for you to remember. If it comes for 2 marks, directly you can write this and write the formulas associated with these losses. Okay. So iron, copper, mechanical, three types of losses are there. Copper losses are again of three types, armature copper loss, shunt field copper loss, series field copper loss. Iron losses are of two types, hysteresis and eddy current losses. Mechanical losses are of two types, friction and windage losses. Okay, now we are going to see in detail what exactly is this loss, what is the formula related with these losses. Okay. So we know this one, that energy can neither be created nor it can be destroyed, but it can be transferred from one form to another form. So what we are doing in a generator, we are converting a mechanical energy into electrical energy. We are not producing or creating energy, or not neither we are creating nor we are destroying the energy, but energy is getting transferred from one form to another form. Okay. So in this case of in DC generator case, it is mechanical energy is getting converted into electrical energy, whereas in a motor, electrical energy is getting converted into mechanical energy. So now let us suppose we are taking case of a DC generator. So during the process of conversion of mechanical energy into electrical energy, so total input power is not transferred from not transformed into output power. Some amount of power is getting lost in middle. Okay. So total input power is not getting transformed into output power. Some amount of energy is getting lost. That is called as losses. So some part of input power gets wasted in various forms. So the form of this loss may vary from one machine to another machine. It can be in the form of heat, sparks, etc. So these losses give in the rise in the temperature of the machine and reduce the efficiency of the machine. So what is the effect of losses, students? Whenever losses are increasing, efficiency is getting decreased. So the efficiency means what? The operation of the machine, how efficiently it can work, that is getting reduced because of this losses. So to make the machine as more efficient, we have to have less losses in a machine. Okay. So in DC machine, there are broadly four main categories of losses, that is copper losses, or electrical losses, or winding losses, or I square R losses. Okay. So these copper losses are the winding losses, and they are taking place during the current flowing through the winding. So whenever current is flowing through the winding, these losses will occur because of resistance in the winding. Resistance will not allow the current to pass through it. Okay. So because of that, what is happening? Losses are taking place inside the winding, and copper losses are nothing but they are winding losses, which will take place during the current flowing through the winding, and these losses will occur due to the resistance in the winding. In a DC machine, there are only two windings, armature winding and field winding. So copper losses categories are of three types, that is armature copper loss, shunt field copper loss, and brush contact resistance loss. So this also we have to include. Field winding loss, in that we can see whether it can be series or shunt, and one more loss is brush contact resistance loss. Copper losses are proportional to square of the current flowing through the winding, that is I square into R are the copper loss. This is the general formula for copper loss, students. So copper loss will be proportional to the square of the current flowing through the winding. Armature copper loss. Armature copper loss is given by Ia square Ra. What is Ia here? Ia is armature current, Ra is the armature resistance. And these losses contribute 30% of total full load losses. Field winding copper loss in DC machine. Field winding copper loss is given as If square RH. So now if you are taking shunt field winding, then it can be ISH square RSH. If you are taking series field winding, then it is ISC square RSC. Okay. So IF will be what? Field current, RF is the field resistance. So these field winding copper losses will contribute 25% theoretically, but practically it is constant. Brush contact resistance loss in DC machine. Brush contact loss attributes to resistance between surface of brush and commutator. So between these two, between brush and commutator, some losses are taking place. because of some resistance, and that losses are nothing but brush contact losses, and it is not a loss which could be calculated separately as it is a part of variable losses. Okay, so we are not having any formula or any calculation to find out the value of this loss. So this is a variable loss because the current will vary. I current is varying, that is why I square R losses are also variable losses, whereas iron losses are constant losses. So generally it contributes to both the types of copper losses. So they are factors in the calculation of these above losses. Let us see now. Next is iron losses or core losses in a DC machine, or they are also called as magnetic losses. Iron losses are also called as core loss or magnetic loss. As iron core of the armature is rotating in magnetic field, some losses occurs in the core which is called as core losses. So what is the meaning of core losses or iron losses? Whenever the iron core of the armature is rotating in the magnetic field, some losses will occur in the core. So normally machines are operated with constant speed. So these losses are almost constant. Whereas we have seen for copper losses, current is variable, so they are also variable losses. But iron losses are constant losses because they are operating with a constant speed. Machines are operated with constant speed. So these losses, that is magnetic loss or iron loss or core loss, is always constant losses. And these losses are categorized into two forms, hysteresis loss and eddy current loss. So iron or core or magnetic loss is of two types, hysteresis loss and eddy current loss. Let us see now what is hysteresis loss. Hysteresis loss occurs in the armature winding due to reversal of magnetization of the core. So when the core of the armature exposed to the magnetic field, it undergoes one complete rotation of magnetic reversal. So what exactly is this BH curve you have seen in the previous first unit I have said you. So in there I have said what is hysteresis loss. What is the meaning of hysteresis loss, students? So the magnetic property or you can say the property of a magnetic material is that it will not allow the flux to move from one direction to another direction. Okay, it will restrict the magnetic reversal. Okay, so it will not allow the flux to move from positive to negative direction or one direction to another direction, whatever it can be. So in doing so, some amount of energy is lost. That is called as hysteresis losses. Okay. So hysteresis losses occur in the armature winding due to the reversal of magnetization of the core. And when the core of the armature exposed to the magnetic field, it undergoes one complete rotation of magnetic reversal. The portion of the armature which is under south pole after completing half electrical revolution, same piece will be under the north pole, and the magnetic lines are reversed in order to overturn the magnetism within the core. So what we are telling here is that the portion of armature which is under south pole in one portion, in one half revolution, and then in another revolution, another half, it will be under the influence of north pole, and the magnetic lines will be reversed in order to overturn the magnetism within the core. Constant process of magnetic reversal in the armature consumes some amount of energy which is called as hysteresis loss. Okay. So what is hysteresis loss? Constant process of magnetic reversal in the armature will consume some amount of energy which is called as hysteresis loss. The percentage of loss depends upon the quality and volume of the iron. Now let us see the frequency of magnetic reversal. Frequency is given as Pn by 120, where P is number of poles and N is the speed in RPM, revolutions per minute. Okay. Steinmetz formula, this is for the calculation of hysteresis losses. pH is nothing but representing hysteresis loss. In some textbook it is written as WH. Okay, pH or WH, anything is same. So pH is equal to eta B max power 1.6 FV watts. Eta is the Steinmetz hysteresis coefficient. B max is the maximum flux density in the armature winding. F is the frequency of magnetic reversals, and V is the volume of armature in meter cube. So according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, when an iron core rotates in the magnetic field, EMF is induced in the core. So our entire electrical machines are based on the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. So what we are telling here that whenever iron core rotates in the magnetic field, EMF will be induced in it. Similarly, when armature rotates in the magnetic field, small amount of EMF induced in the core, which allows the flow of charge in the body due to the conductivity of the core. So what we are telling here is that the uh, current should flow through the winding, right? Current should flow through the winding, but not on which the winding is wound. But this is happening so because that is also conducting material. Winding is also a conducting material, and the core on which this winding is wound is also a conducting material. So apart from the current flowing into the winding, some amount of current will be flowing into the core also. Okay, so what we are telling here is that according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, when an iron core rotates in the magnetic field, EMF is induced in the core. So whenever EMF is induced, current is also flowing there at that time. EMF, current, then flux. Okay, because this is a magnetic material, I am including the term called as flux here. Okay, now similarly, when armature rotates in the magnetic field, small amount of EMF will be induced in the core, which allows the flow of charge in the body due to conductivity of the core. And this current is useless for the machine. We don't want this current. This is useless, and this loss of current is called as eddy current. And this loss is almost constant for the DC machines, and it could be minimized by selecting the laminated core. What is the meaning of lamination? The core should not touch the winding. Okay, lamination, how we laminate our photographs or important papers. Okay, that is called as lamination, creating some outer a layer so that the windings don't touch the core. That is called as lamination through some material. So the loss of current because of in the core is called as eddy current loss, and this loss is almost constant for DC machines, and it can be minimized by selecting the laminated core. Now let us see the next losses, mechanical losses. These losses are associated with the mechanical friction of the machine, and these mechanical losses occur due to friction in the moving parts of the machine like bearing, brushes, etc. And windage losses occur due to the air inside the rotating coil of the machine. So what are these windage and friction losses? Friction is nothing but what? Whenever two bodies are moving and rubbing each other, touching. So what is happening? These sparks will occur at the brushes or bearings. Those losses are called as friction losses. And windage losses are nothing but what? Whenever air is inside the rotating coil. So rust can occur, or any other damages can take place. So that is called as windage losses. Friction and windage losses are the mechanical losses, because when armature is moving, all these things are happening. So mechanical losses are absent in case of transformer, because there are no moving parts in a transformer. Whenever moving parts are present in any machine, mechanical losses will occur. Okay, and these losses are usually very small, and they are about 15% of full load losses, stray load losses. So stray load losses are the miscellaneous losses. They are due to the short circuit current in the coil undergoing commutation. So these three are the main three losses, students. Iron, copper and mechanical are the three main losses. Apart from this, stray load losses are also there in the DC machine, which we can consider or we can neglect it actually, because they are about only 1% of the whole load power output. Okay, they are very negligible and usually can be neglected. So these miscellaneous losses are due to the short circuit current in the coil undergoing commutation, distortion of flux due to armature, and many more losses which are difficult to find. So these losses are difficult to determine also, and they are contributing only 1% of the whole load power output. Okay. So this is a diagram showing the variable losses and the rotational losses, fixed losses. Fixed losses are also called as rotational losses. Uh, and this is the electrical and mechanical side. Okay, this is electrical and this is mechanical. Core losses, stray losses, copper losses. These are friction and windage losses. F is friction, W is windage, stray losses, iron losses. These are all fixed losses. And these are all variable losses. Copper losses. Thank you, students. for watching this video. I hope this class is clear to everyone. So we have discussed various points in these two classes. Very important in a class before this and this class, that is types of DC generators, numericals, various losses in DC machine. Okay. So when we come to the point of types of DC generators, there are two types, self-excited and separately excited. Separately excited is the one in which field winding is excited separately or energized separately through some battery or any other DC source. And self-excited is the one in which generator is excited from the winding itself, from inside itself. Okay, we are not giving any external connection to the self-excited generators. So based on how armature winding is connected with the field winding, they are of three types: shunt, series and compound. Compound is again divided into two types, long shunt and short shunt. Okay. So shunt means what? Armature winding is in parallel with the field winding. Series means armature winding is in series with the field winding. Compound means both series and parallel winding. Short shunt means field winding is in parallel with the armature winding only, whereas long shunt we can say that field winding is in parallel with both armature and series field winding. Series field winding, number of turns will be lesser. Shunt field winding, number of turns will be more. And series field winding is represented by S1, S2. Shunt field winding is represented by F1, F2. To show the difference between these two windings, just a representation. And A1, A2 is the armature winding, and this G is representing a generator or armature of a generator or commutator of a generator, and above these two is the brushes. Okay. So losses we have seen, there are very important topic. Copper, iron and mechanical, three losses are there. So apart from this, strain load losses are there which are contributing 1% of the total losses, and they can be neglected. So losses are of three types: copper, iron and mechanical. Copper are again of three types: armature copper loss, shunt field copper loss, series field copper loss, and brush contact drop losses are there. That also we can consider for copper losses, but they are also very small and can be neglected. Okay. Iron losses are of two types: hysteresis loss and eddy current losses. Mechanical losses are of two types: friction and windage losses. So our copper losses are the variable losses, because I square R losses, these are I square R losses. I is varying, so they are also varying. I square R losses, and if they are occurring in the armature, then it is armature copper loss. If they are in the field winding, if it is shunt field winding, shunt field copper loss. Series field winding, series field copper loss. Then formula to represent armature copper loss is Ia square Ra, and formula to represent shunt field copper loss is ISH square RSH, ISH square RSH. To represent series field copper loss, ISC square RSC. Okay. Hysteresis and eddy current also we have seen. So what is hysteresis loss? Hysteresis loss is nothing but property of a magnetic material is to restrict the movement of, or it will restrict the magnetic reversal. So some amount of energy will be lost, that is called as hysteresis losses. And eddy current losses are the losses which are occurring in the core, because some amount of current is getting which is not useful is flowing in the armature core. Okay, we want the current to flow only in the winding, we don't want it to move into the core. So that waste current or not so useful current, because of that some losses are taking place, that is called as eddy current losses. Friction losses are nothing but what, when two bodies are rubbing, that is at the brushes and the bearing side, some sparks will be occurring, so that losses are the friction losses. Windage losses are nothing but what, because of air. Okay, because of air, some rust will be put on the armature or inside any part of the machine. So because of that, some losses will be taking place. Machine will not work properly, or we have to do the servicing or oiling of the machine. So that is called as windage losses. So losses is clear to everyone. Is this topic clear? Three types of losses: copper, iron, mechanical. Okay, and so what is happening because of losses? We are not getting a more efficiency in the machine. Efficiency is getting reduced because of the presence of losses. Okay. So some part of input power will get wasted in the various forms, and this form of loss may vary from one machine to another machine, and these losses give in the rise of temperature of the machine, and they will reduce the efficiency of the machine. And they are classified as copper, iron, mechanical and stray load losses. Copper losses are the winding losses which take place during the current flowing through the winding, and these losses occur due to the resistance in the winding. In a DC machine, there will be only two windings, armature winding and field winding. Copper losses categorized in three parts: armature copper loss, field winding copper loss, brush contact resistance loss. Copper losses will be proportional to the square of the current flowing through the winding. Armature copper loss is Ia square Ra. Ia is the armature current, Ra is the armature resistance, and these losses will contribute 30% of the total full load losses. Field winding copper loss, if it is shunt field, it is ISH square RSH, and if it is series, then it is ISC square RSC. Generally, we are representing it by IF square RF. Okay, IF is the field current, RF is the field resistance, and these losses are about 25% theoretically, but practically they are constant. Brush contact resistance loss in DC machine. Brush contact loss attributes to distance between surface of the brush and commutator. It is not a loss which could be calculated separately because it is a part of variable losses, and it contributes to both the types of copper losses. So they are factors in the calculation of above losses. Next is iron losses. As iron core of the armature is rotating in magnetic field, some losses occurs in the core which is called as core losses. And machines are operated with constant speed, so these losses are almost constant and they are called as constant losses. Copper losses are called as variable losses except field winding losses, whereas these losses are called as constant losses. Iron losses are constant losses, and they are categorized in the two forms: hysteresis loss and eddy current loss. Hysteresis losses occur in the armature winding due to reversal of magnetization of the core. When the core of the armature exposed to the magnetic field, it undergoes one complete rotation of magnetic reversal, and the portion of armature which is under south pole after completing half electrical revolution, same piece will be under the north pole, and magnetic lines will be reversed in order to overturn the magnetism within the core. Constant process of magnetic reversal in the armature will consume some amount of energy which is called as hysteresis loss, which we have already seen. Okay, already I discussed this. I hope this is clear to everyone. Percentage of loss depends upon the quality and volume of the iron. Frequency of magnetic reversal is given as F is equal to Pn by 120. P is the number of poles, N is the speed in RPM, revolutions per minute. Steinmetz formula for calculation of hysteresis loss is given by eta Bmax per 1.6 FV watts. Eta is the Steinmetz hysteresis coefficient, Bmax is maximum flux density in armature winding, F is the frequency of magnetic reversals, V is the volume of armature in meter cube. Eddy current losses. According to Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, when an iron core rotates in the magnetic field, EMF is induced in the core, and when an armature rotates in the magnetic field, small amount of EMF induced in the core, which will allow the flow of current or flow of charge in the body due to the conductivity of the core. Okay, core is also conducting. That is why some amount of current will flow in the core. It is not required. Okay, this is useless current, and this loss of current is called as eddy current loss, and this loss is almost constant for DC machine, and eddy current losses can be minimized by selecting the laminated core. One more thing, hysteresis losses can be minimized by using a high grade silicon steel material. Okay. Mechanical losses. These are the losses associated with the mechanical friction of the machine, and these losses occur due to the friction in the moving parts of the machine like bearing, brushes, etc. Windage losses occur due to the air inside the rotating coil of the machine, and they will contribute 15% of the full load loss. Stray losses, apart from these losses, miscellaneous loss. These are the miscellaneous losses due to the short circuit current in the coil undergoing commutation and distortion of flux due to armature, and many more losses which are difficult to find out, and these losses are difficult to determine, and they are taken as 1% of the whole load power output. This is a diagram showing variable losses and fixed losses. Thank you everyone for watching the video. I hope today's class is clear to everyone. Ask me doubts. If you have any doubts, you can ask me, students. Go through all the lectures, video lectures which I have already taken the classes in the last month or previous months. Okay, and so that because there is a gap in between, you have written the exams and all. So Please go through all the previous videos. If you have any doubt in any unit, first, second, third, whatever, you ask me. I'll try to clear your doubts. And watch the video from start till the end, and subscribe the YouTube channels of all the faculty members who are taking classes to you, so that you will get a notification whenever we are posting a new lecture. Of course, we are posting it in WhatsApp group also. Okay. Thank you everyone for watching the video.